Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so I'm delving deep into the NLP world again, and one thing we're going over, or at least what I'm studying right now, is called scope and ambiguity. Now, this isn't something that's new to me. It's something I've been trained in for many, many years. In fact, the first time I was trained in it was back in 1991 at an NLP training. But I'm going over it. I'm going over everything right now, to be honest with you. Now, there's something that really kind of stood out, and I want to bring it up because it has to do with people that are empathic, empaths, light workers, or people who just have a really good heart. Man, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, so I'm going to jump right into it. Okay, so let's do this. I want you to think of someone, even if they're no longer with us or no longer with you in your physical presence. Take someone that you trust, someone that you just felt very comfortable around, and someone you trust. Okay, just pick someone and take a couple seconds, and just when you have it, I'll be right back. Like for me, I had a friend in middle school, high school, and just after who I absolutely implicitly entrusted. There was times when he would bail me out and just do everything he could. Like, that's someone to this day that I could trust. Very, very comfortable around this person. Now what I want you to do, I want you to notice where that image is. Is it right in front of you? Is it small, medium, large? Is it a little to the left, a little to the right? Is it down and to the right? Is it a little bit further away, maybe 4 feet away? Is it 2 feet away? Like, just in general, when you think of this person now, where is that image? And get an idea, is it a bright image? Is it kind of dim? Is it medium bright? Is it colorful? Is it black and white? Does it have a frame around it? Is it panoramic? Like, get an idea, like, where's this image located, okay? How big it is, and is there any color, etc. And maybe even some sound, but for most part we're doing visual right now, so image. And if you do have an auditory sense of them, turn that auditory into a visual image and begin to notice where that image is located. In respect to your body, meaning, is it out in front to the left, is it middle, is it a little bit up, a little bit low, very up left. Just notice where the image is coming from. Now, pick someone who you don't trust, someone who's lied to you, hurt you, set you up. A lot of people on this channel probably absolutely have that one. Okay, so think of that person. Let me guess. I'm going to do my wizard thing. I bet that person is a narcissist. Alright, so what I want you to notice is, where is that image located? Is it in front of you but a little bit further back from the person that you trust, or is it a little bit to the left, up to the right? Notice in retrospect, not retrospect, sorry, wrong word. In respect to the person that you trust, where is this other image at? Is it up, left, to the right of it? Is it closer? Is it further away? Begin to notice if it's larger or smaller, and begin to notice if it's brighter or dimmer, if it's more colorful or less colorful, and notice any other difference, okay, that stands out. Now, what we just went over essentially is what we call submodalities. Submodalities are, see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. It has to do with where you hold locations, how big they are. Do they have a frame? Do they blend in? Do they, are they panoramic? Do they have colors? Is it bright, middle, or low colors? Is the brightness bright, medium, or low? Is there any auditory sounds? Is there any feeling that comes from it, etc., etc.? So these are what we call submodalities. And this is how we categorize our memories that come from our experiences. So if I were to have you think of another person that you trust, it would be in the same or very similar location and very similar size, shape, colors, brightness, etc. And then the same thing with people that you don't trust. Oh yeah, it's right over there where the other person is that I don't trust. Now, I'm not going to really teach you scope and ambiguity. That's way too in-depth for this. Forgive me, I meant scope and category. Forgive me, I did not mean ambiguity, I meant category. So essentially what our brain does, it categorizes things in different places like a filing cabinet, okay? And this is what submodalities are, okay? So if you go to your filing cabinet, you go to the very bottom when you pull it out and you go like 10 folders back, that might be where your car insurance is, or that might be where the information is for, rental or whatever. Your brain does the same thing. It uses filing cabinets, so to speak, and it puts certain pictures in certain places. Say, these are the people I don't trust. These are the people I do trust. These are the people that I like. These are the people that I don't like. These are the people that I like, but I don't trust them. Like you have different categories for everything. Now I'm going to bring up an issue. Okay, so let's say, so there's a lot of empaths on this channel, very loving, kind, caring people. And what narcissists do to people is they want to screw up your scope and category. They want to make it to where you don't function. And if they can mess with this, and that's what they're doing, and they're doing it on purpose, and yes, they know what they're doing. So let's say you're a very kind person, you do kind things for people, you're just good to people, right? Well, narcissists want the world to be a hellish place where nobody's helping anyone, no one's being good to anyone, nobody's trusting anybody, no one's, here's another one. They want to make sure that they get into a relationship with you and they hurt you so bad for so long that you never trust men again, that you think all men are this way or all women are this way. If you think that, I guarantee you were programmed by a narcissist. In fact, you were programmed by multiple narcissists. If you just stop and use your common sense brain in a very simple way, you already know that not all people are like narcissists. Not all people are bad. Not all men are all women. They want you to believe this. What they're really doing is they want to hurt you so bad that you're like, I'm never going to trust anyone again. In fact, not only does it become, I'll never trust a man again, it's, I'll never trust anybody again. So you come along and you do something really nice for someone, and then someone else, maybe even the person you helped, punishes you for it and makes you feel guilty, like you did a really horrendous, horrible, like a monstrous thing. How could you do this? So they'll punish you. They'll hurt you emotionally every time you do something nice. So here's what happens with your scoping categorization. So the category is like over here in this image is where you trust people. So where you keep these images is where you trust people. Down and over here is where you don't trust people. So what happens is every time you trust someone, they'll punish you. So then you get to the point where you don't trust anyone and you don't trust that category of trust anymore. And so that gets relabeled or categorized as no, you can't trust anybody. So now all of a sudden you isolate yourself, which a lot of you do, and you begin to recategorize stuff in your brain. You're shifting these submodality images around in your brain. You're refiling your files. Have you begun to notice in the last 4 or 5 years that you don't trust anybody and that people in general don't trust anybody? It's because of the narcissist abuse is what they're doing. They're also trying to get you to not trust yourself. Because here's what they're doing. In the love bombing phase, they're acting, keyword acting, and action. Meaning they're actors. They're acting like a good person. They're acting like because they'll ask you like, well, who's your best friend? Okay, what are they like? Really? What do they talk like? And if they're around you, they'll go to their work and talk to them and get to know them and listen to the words and phrases, the way they use their facial expressions, and they'll copy them. In other words, they'll come to you and act like a good person. They'll act like someone you trust. So now you categorize that person, meaning you take their image unconsciously and put them in that section of those submodalities where you hold the other images of people that you trust. So now you have this fake actor unconsciously labeled and categorized in this filing cabinet in your unconscious brain through submodalities of where you hold the images in your mind as a good person, as a trustworthy person. And then what they do is once they get you suckered in with enough love bombing, I'm a good person, I'm a good person, I'm a good person, I'm a good person, they do nice, 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 then they drop the bomb and they hurt you. And you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And as most empaths who've been trained by narcissists, you will overlook it and say, well, they didn't mean it. They're a good person. They probably had a bad day at work. And you make up all these excuses because you were taught and trained by narcissists. Not just one, not just mommy or daddy and your brothers and sisters, but it's maybe the choir teacher at church, maybe one of the elders at church, maybe one of your high school teachers, maybe 3 of your elementary school teachers, 1 in first grade, 1 in third, 1 in fifth, and it's the person at the grocery store, and so you get conditioned, right? Oh, you should forgive people when they harm you. You should just look the other way, act like it didn't happen. Oh, they didn't mean it. And so you start making up excuses for people. Number 1, this is why you don't trust yourself, because you're not being honest with yourself. So then they start being nice and they love bomb you again. And this is called breadcrumbing, by the way, because they're not going to do this bad thing every single time. They're going to breadcrumb you. They're going to be love bombing you for a while and make sure that you open your heart again. And when the minute you open up, they stab you in the heart. They lie to you. They set you up. They do something behind your back, and they want to make sure you find out, because otherwise it wouldn't hurt if you didn't find out. And then they hurt you again. So now this trusted person causes pain, a sting in your heart, in your emotional system, which closes you up. And then you might get mad and yell at them and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I don't know what I was thinking," and all the bullshit, and it is bullshit. And you're looking for any reason to forgive them anyways, and they just happen to give you a great excuse. "Oh, I just wasn't myself today," or "It was the drugs I do all the time, it was the alcohol, it was whatever." Sometimes I literally say, "Oh, the devil made me do it." Well, if someone has a devil making them do stuff, it's time to run. So here's what happens. They get into your graces again, and you continue to label them and categorize them and put them in that same filing cabinet area of people I trust. And then they hurt you again. And all of a sudden, that category gets, what's the word I'm looking for? It gets tainted. It gets dirty. All of a sudden, this category of people become, well, maybe, wait a minute, maybe I can't trust these people because this person's just like all of them, and all of a sudden an entire group of people that you trusted become untrustworthy simply because one person convinced you that they're in that category when they're not. And again, this is all very subconscious or unconscious level stuff. So what happens is you go through the world, instead of just seeing people for who they are, which is a huge teaching that I repeat on this channel a lot. See people for who they are, the good and the bad. Because the problem with being an empath, if you just trust everyone, if you just think everyone's a good person, if you make up excuses for their bad behavior, for them hurting you and stinging you in the heart over and over again, that's what causes you to get screwed up. So all of a sudden you don't trust anyone. All of a sudden you have a category of people I don't trust and people that I trust, but now I don't trust because I'm not sure, because I don't know. And you begin to isolate yourself. You begin to pull away from society. You begin to generalize and think, well, now all of a sudden you go from this empathic, trusting person to I don't trust anybody. You become that paranoid guy down the hall who is paranoid, and he's literally afraid of his own shadow. He doesn't trust anyone, and he has to control everyone. He has to tell everyone what to think and how to think and who is and what is, and they become these people who just, they hide from the world. They convince their neighbors of that very nice person that, oh, they're not nice, they're bad. Look at how nice they are. I actually have had this happen to me more than a few times. People that get to this level of distrust or paranoia, what ends up happening, now watch this, they get to the point where they don't trust honest people. They don't trust good people. They don't trust nice people. Because that category got dirtied, it got infiltrated with these, because that narcissist represented as one of these people, and all of a sudden they look at honest, good people thinking, oh, well, they're the bad ones. True story. So my ex, I'd known her for, oh man, I think at this point it was 3 years or maybe more. And been going out of respect, going over to families once or twice a week very consistently for months and months, years and years. And one day I just was like, okay, I've had it. That's it. I'm done. And I left. And my girlfriend's like, what's wrong? We went to my place. I go, I don't get it. Like, why does your family treat me like shit? Like, what did I do? And she says, oh, they don't trust you. I'm like, why? I go, name one thing that I have done to them. Name one thing. She goes, well, I don't think you understand. You haven't done anything wrong. I'm like, so what's the problem? Do they think, have they said she goes, no. The reason why they don't trust you is because you're honest, because you're nice, because you're a good person. I'm like, what? She said the reason they don't trust you is because you're a trustworthy person. I was like, that doesn't even make any sense. So then she goes, well, they think you're like setting them up for something. I'm like, for what? Now here, you have to mind you, these people were from the other part of the world. They were very poor. They were uneducated. They had nothing to offer. I'm like, so what exactly does your family think that I'm gonna get from them? Name one thing. And she goes, man, I never thought of it. I go, you guys are dirt poor. And I already had her. It wasn't like I was being sneaky to get her into, like, we were already in a relationship. We were already having sex. So it wasn't like I was getting her out of the relationship because I already had her. And she's like, huh, okay, yeah, that's kind of making sense now. I'm like, okay, I go, yeah, I'm making sense. You guys aren't making sense. But here's now, if you're an empath, what I'm saying, it's probably for some of you still doesn't make sense, because it really kind of doesn't to me. It does now, but it's still just like, what? So I just gave up on a family. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not coming over here. I'm not going to try to play by your cultural ways and all this BS, because it's like no matter what I do, your family doesn't trust me. So there's no reason for me to go over there. So let your family know that, okay? Here's the funny thing. They started to trust me after I stopped coming over. And they're like, hey, have them come over. And I didn't go over there for probably a year, maybe more. And her sister was insistent, have them come over for dinner, blah, 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 blah. And I finally did, and they're hugging me. Oh, how you doing? Oh. And I'm just like, you guys, like literally my brain, I'm like, you're just a dumb bunch of people. And I know I'm not so set, but I was just looking at them like, really? So now you think I'm trustworthy? And the thing is, I didn't do anything, good or bad. I didn't change before or after. I just stopped showing up. So a lot of you guys that are empaths on this channel are just very kind, loving, good people. People have been mean to you because they thought, well, no one's that nice. And that's what my ex told me. She goes, yeah, I think she said it was her sister, says, yeah, no, like said to her, like, yeah, nobody's that nice. I think it was Buddha Kam who said this to me. I forget who it was. But, I believe it was a Buddhist monk, but I believe it was Buddha Kam. It might have been Buddha Chandi, but he said, look, you have to understand, people that come from third world countries, there's a lot of crime, a lot of thieving, a lot of like people getting over on people. I'm thinking, well, people do that here. He goes, yeah, but they basically come from that background, so they don't trust people who aren't like that. So when they get around people that lie, that cheat, that sneaky, that are sneaky, they trust them because they understand them. When you come along, you have no intention, you have no what's the word I'm looking for? No ulterior motive. That's weird to them. They can't relate. They don't understand it. So they think, oh, you must be the one who's trying to do something. Now here's the funny thing about this whole story. They actually had a couple people in their group that stole from them on a regular basis, that lied to them constantly, that hurt them, and they trusted them implicitly. Now, have you ever heard of rapport skills? I've mentioned on this channel, rapport skills are things that you do that are similar to other people. You have the same hair color, the same eye color, same skin color. You grew up in the same neighborhood. You have the same similar background. You have the same education. Something is similar. You're a motorcycle rider. They're a motorcycle rider. You're a thief. They're a thief. Believe it or not, but thieves trust thieves. They don't trust honest people. Because they don't have rapport. It's not the same. It's different, and therefore they don't trust different, even though different is better. My advice to you is get away from these people. Because even if you don't hang out and you pull away and they pull you back and, oh, we trust you now, it'll turn. I promise you. Someone, and that's what happened to me. There was one person in that group who was like the worst of all. They were the ones who were the worst to me. And I was like, fuck it, I'm done. Here's another thing. Again, I think it was Buddha Calm that taught me this. It might have been someone else. Might have been an NLP trainer. But they said, I want you to learn that. Because it was still a really odd concept. I go, this doesn't, it didn't make any sense. So you trust this person that you've caught stealing from you multiple times, caught, sneaking in your house, doing this, but you don't trust me. I go, name one thing. Like, well, you haven't done anything. And that's, it's kind of weird, Mike. I'm like, what? So whoever it was, he said, lie to them. Just lie to their face and make it obvious to where everyone in the room knows you're lying. You know you're lying. The person you're talking to knows you're lying. He goes, and watch what happens. So I'm like, okay. So next time I saw him, I was with my girlfriend. I lied to them, and I lied boldly and bluntly and didn't even care if they knew. And everyone in the room smiled. Because now I'm one of them. In their eyes, oh, he's just like us. Oh, we could trust him now. He's cool. I like him. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Literally. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like, you could steal from a thief and let them catch you. They'll yell and they'll scream and they'll get mad. But they'll trust you from that point forward because you guys think the same. You ever heard the phrase thick-skinned thieves? Alright, I literally Googled it right now. It's called thick as thieves. Sorry, I said it slightly wrong. Here's literally what it says. It says thick as thieves means very close and secretive, often implying a strong, almost inseparable bond of friendship or loyalty. Okay, I actually bust out laughing, so that's the way people are. People gain rapport with people and feel comfortable. And the word rapport really means to trust someone through gaining rapport. So once you gain rapport, people just implicitly trust you. Now let's say you're around a bunch of people that are just kind of screwed up. They're all over the place and they're, you know what I mean? They're just selfish or whatever. Do the same thing. And I promise you, they're going to trust you. They're going to be nice to you. They're going to fucking want to hang out. Excuse my language, sorry. It is the weirdest thing in the world. Do the things that they do, and all of a sudden, they invite you into their home. Now, personally, I do not recommend you hang out with liars and thieves and people that are messed up, that do messed up things. I don't literally mean you to do that. But here's the thing that I learned from whoever it was that told me to lie to them. And I went back and I'm like, you're not going to believe this. I go, they smiled. And I don't mean in a mean or cocky or messed. They genuinely liked me. He goes, yeah, because you gained rapport with them. Now, my girlfriend at the time, she knew what I was going to do. She knew why. She was actually there when this person, I believe it was Buddha Calm again, when he told me to just, next time you go, just lie to them out loud. So she knew, and when they all started being nice, her mouth dropped like, what the F? And it was just mind blown. Most humans are completely unconscious. They are operating off of the reptilian brain, the instinctual fight or flight, kill or be killed brain, and everything to them is survival. You're either one of us or you're not. You're either one of us or you're the enemy, and that's how they categorize everyone. And no matter how nice you are, they're never going to trust you. No matter how, it doesn't matter how many years go by. This is just the way they are. It's like, well, yeah, but we're not like that, so that's weird. I don't understand that behavior. And then somebody might have said, well, I've actually heard someone's daughter say, well, yeah, but they're really nice. And they're like, well, yeah, but something's not right. Something that's weird. I remember when someone said that, I'm like, somebody being nice to you, you think that's weird? Oh, okay. And this person and group were surrounded by mean people, untrustworthy people, people that hurt them, that took advantage of that literally stole from them. And they couldn't figure out why their life was so messed up and why they were so miserable and why their life was so horrible. Not only that, but they constantly complained about these people. Like every single time I would go over there, and I remember looking at my girlfriend like, man, something's wrong. Like these people are thick. I'll tell you what it is. It really comes down to living out of your reptilian brain. It's just instinctual. You hang out with people that are like you, that think like you, that act like you, that do what you do, and therefore that's your group. No matter how much pain and suffering they put on you, no matter how much they hurt you, no matter how much anything, that's what happens. Now, I've read a lot of books on human behavior, human evolution, human psychology, and they will call this, well, this is human behavior. And I'm just kind of like, well, technically that's animal behavior, because those are people that are operating off of their reptilian brain, which is the same brain that lizards and frogs and animals, especially predators, live off of. That's where they're functioning from. This is why when people study animal behavior, they begin to compare it to humans and go, wow, humans do this too. Like when you do this to a set of monkeys for this long, they begin to do this. When you do it to humans for a certain amount of time, they begin to do the same thing. It's because it's the same brain. Have you ever heard that the majority of people on the planet, and something like, they say it's 80%, it's actually closer to about 91%. 91% of the people on the planet are operating off of their lower brain. It's called the rat race. That's what they say. They're like 80+% of people are in the rat race, because it's this either or mentality, right or wrong, good or bad. You're either one of us or you're the enemy. This mentality causes the rat race. You want to read a great book, is written back in, I think, 1967 or 1968. It's called The Human Zoo by Desmond Morris. By the way, he was a zoologist and he studied animal behavior, and he began to notice the similarities between human behavior and animal behavior. Read that book, it'll blow your mind. He also wrote a book that also made him famous called The Naked Ape. Alright, so one thing I want to give you a little bit of tips. So if you got hurt, people got you to trust them, then they hurt you. Well, that was a narcissist, okay? And the goal is to get you to where you isolate, you don't connect with people anymore. No. What you eventually do, you start to recategorize things, and you start being honest with yourself, going, well, wait a minute, that person never lied to me, that person never hurt me, okay? So you start to be honest with yourself and realize, well, the reason why I got hurt by these people I trusted was because, well, they hurt me, and then I made an excuse for their behavior. Stop doing that. Stop lying to yourself about people being mean. I don't care if they had a bad day at work. I don't care if they had a bad day at work. Let me ask you a question. Would you take something out on someone who is totally innocent because you had a bad day at work? No, you wouldn't. And that's how you need to, I hate to use this word, but maybe I should use the word categorize. Is it something, would you have done that to someone? Based on the same reason that I had a bad day at work, or my friend was mean to me, so I'm taking it out on you. Screw that. I remember I had this stepsister. She came home from work one day and she was just mean as fuck to me. And I mean and she was taking all her anger out on me. I'm like, what are you doing this to me for? She goes, well, I had a bad day at work. I mean, at least she was honest about it. She admitted that it had nothing to do with me. It was her work. So these are the people that you need to get away from and stop making excuses for them. And start noticing when people are nice to you. You've got to make a differentiate by seeing things for the way they are. Are they good to you? Are they bad to you? Be honest about it. It'll take a while, but you'll begin to notice the difference that there are good people out there. I promise you, they are there. They're around you. They're probably not in your current group or groups, but they're there. Maybe at a different place, at a different store. Someone who you're not friends with. Alright, I hope this video cleared some stuff up. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask, and maybe I'll make another video to clear it up. So go ahead and clear up the categories in your brain and put good people in the good place and bad people in the bad place. Oh, by the way, totally forgot. This is a technique that we use so we can help you to begin to recategorize and shift submodalities around so you can get clarity on people, on experiences, on your own self-worth, etc., etc. So this is one of the subjects that I'm trained in and certified in. So if you need help with that, get a hold of me at MikeKollin.com. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and if you want, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.